Hi there, Scorpio Sun and Rising. Welcome to your September 2024 Astro Update. It's Rena here. Wow, I've been doing a lot of these recordings today, and I keep saying how jam-packed September is. So let's get right down to brass tacks. On the first of the month, your ruler, Pluto, goes back into Capricorn, and also Uranus goes back into, goes retrograde. See, Pluto retrograded in Aquarius back in May. It's just going to the sign before it in Capricorn. It was already retrograding, but now we have Uranus officially retrograding on the 1st at 27 degrees of Taurus. So this is your 7th house of committed partnership. And I'll get to that in a minute. It's your opposite sign, Taurus is. So regarding Pluto, going back into Capricorn, Pluto briefly went into Aquarius. It's been on again, off again since March of 2023. It retrogrades for quite a long time, 5 months a year. So that's almost half the year. So this is going to be the last time that Pluto goes back into Capricorn in your lifetime. This is a general reading, so we're going to just assume it's going back into your 3rd house. But anyway, you'll never have this in Capricorn again in this particular area. And again, I realize that some of you may have all of this in your 4th house, for all I know. But just in case you do have it in your 3rd house, because it's only going back to 29 degrees of Capricorn. So, but it is possible that it is going into your 3rd house again. And if that's the case, for the next 2.5 months, you're going to go within your mind, but rather than kind of like when Pluto is in the 3rd house, it can speak to depth of the mind in general. And that can also, communication. So when Pluto is transiting somebody's 3rd house, or if it's in their natally, a person is like not interested in small talk. So the conversations that you have, you want them to be more profound. It can be almost unbearable. And I think a lot of Scorpio people are like this already, because if your sun is in Scorpio, you could very well have Mercury in Scorpio, and it just makes you less inclined to just engage in small talk. You prefer to have your conversations be meaningful, just like other things in your life. That's just how you roll. And yet, when Pluto is retrograding here, you're looking more about yourself, like not saying, okay, those people are being superficial, but what about my own thoughts? Because the 3rd house can be social media. Is there much more superficiality than what occurs in social media? I think not. Go on TikTok and get back to me. Although, TikTok, I have found that TikTok has been a very good way to get red pilled. Like, they have had videos that got censored in other places, and it was through TikTok that people heard about certain things that they never would have heard about before. So we can't really say that 100% across the board. So the bottom line is that this is all about you challenging yourself. I mean, who knows? Maybe you do decide to go on some sort of detox, social media detox. I mean, because Pluto can be about detox, but it's really about your habits yourself rather than the influence of the outside world. It's easy to bitch about social media, but nobody forces someone to go on Twitter or whatever, X, whatever you want to call it. That's on them. So, really, when I keep harping on social media, it's because that's what the third house can represent. And it's so ubiquitous. It's so like much a part of our life these days that we don't even think about the half of it. And with you, Scorpio, you tend to have a very all or nothing type of attitude towards certain things and, well, everything in life, kind of an extreme attitude. So this is a chance to pull back and look at your role in this and how you have fed into it. So this will be for the next couple of months, and even just like, your own thoughts and how you perceive things. That's another way that this could really be coming about. And in terms of Uranus in the seventh house going retrograde, Uranus transing the seventh house can be, for Scorpio people, a reluctance to settle down at this time. Even if there's somebody that you are sweet on, you may feel like this sense of like, I don't really want to. And for Scorpio, this might be the biggest, one of the greatest decisions you ever make, in the sense that you're like going, kind of going against the grain of how you typically are. Because typically, Scorpio people are very relationship oriented, that you really want to immerse yourself in a relationship with someone else. But is that always the best thing? Well, not necessarily, not at the expense of your own personal growth. And if you find that you are codependent, I think this, well, when I say codependent, I think Scorpio is a very strong sign, but I do feel that emotionally, you, even beneath the bluster, you might be quite vulnerable. You are perhaps afraid of being cheated on, of being betrayed in some way, of being abandoned. And so also, being a fixed sign, you can get very set in your ways. And so there's a lot of like lack of trust with the sign of Scorpio, and this can come out big time in close relationships, and that can lead to jealousy, and those kinds of things really take you away from your power. So when Uranus is in the seventh house, especially if you have already had relationships that have, been dumpster fires or otherwise didn't turn out very well, it can be a great influence for you to just enjoy your independence and declare your independence. And if you are someone, like when Uranus is direct in the seventh house, you may even favor, if you are coupled with someone that you're not necessarily living together, maybe you keep, you do something out of the box. That's very Uranian, to do things that are nonconformist. And I do tend to think of Scorpio as a traditional sign. Just my observations of Scorpio people, I think that they are traditionalists by and large. But having said that, we do have astrological transits, and in the case of a planet like Uranus, it lasts for years in one area. So you're going to see the person be influenced by that. So this is a time to look within about your attitudes of freedom, to really embody that. Because if, for instance, let's say you're in a relationship with someone and there has been infidelity, that would be your worst nightmare. But you might still stand by your man or stand by your woman if they're the one who is doing the cheating. However, Uranus here can be about any like relationship issue that involves doing your own thing within a relationship. Like, I think we do not own another person. So, of course, they can go and visit their friends and we don't have to tag along all the time. Why would we be joined at the hip all the time? We're not a two-headed monster. We have our own, independent lives. And we can still have a very close relationship and allow each other the space to do that. So maybe this is the time for you to work that out within yourself. Because again, you tend to be all or nothing, and you don't want to be too insistent that somebody else behave in a way that makes you feel comfortable. If it's not something that is really about infidelity, even. I mean, I shouldn't have even used that as an example, because it's really not about that. It's just about like, hey, we all deserve our own space. So this might be a theme. Uranus will go direct in October, and it will go back into Aquarius, your fourth house of home and family. I'm sorry, why did I say home and family? And go back into, not go back into it, it will go direct in this house of relationship. It's not going to go back and okay, screw that. I was talking about Pluto, but Uranus will be retrograding at this time. Forget about when it goes direct. It's just retrograding right now. Whoa, I don't know why I did that. On the 2nd, we have a new moon at 11 degrees of Virgo. You can see that I'm only talking about the 2nd of the month. Well, I'm going to try to pick up the speed here. So this is occurring in your 11th house of friendships, hopes and wishes, and gains, the house of gains. That one may be of particular interest to you because this is money that you earn through your business or through your career. And you may be discovering that there are more ways to earn money than you thought, or maybe you're starting a new profession, and so you're earning money in a new way. Even new sources of income, earned income through your business or career. This may be making new friends. This could be joining a new group. On the 4th, Mars goes into Cancer. Cancer is a fellow water sign. This is going to be in your 9th house. The 9th house, okay, the Virgo energy is a sextile. That's a friendly angle. Mars in Cancer, that's a trine. That's the friendliest angle. That's the one that requires the least effort. So it's trining you from the 9th. Mars in the 9th can be somebody who is very antsy about maybe traveling. And this can be something that you feel very, maybe you are really dedicating a lot of energy towards, is this desire to travel. And I'm not talking about locally, I'm talking about long distance travel. Maybe you're actually doing it. You're actually roving around and you're like a globetrotter. On the 9th, Mercury goes into Virgo. This is the house it was when it retrograded. So this was the 11th house, and it comes out of its shadow on the 12th. So it goes back to normal. Maybe you had a misunderstanding with a friend that gets resolved, or a group that you belong to. Misunderstanding, a communication failure. There could be something that you have been rethinking involving a long-range goal. Now, because Mercury went back from Virgo in the ninth house, the 11th house into the 10th house of career, this might have been some of your goals. Do they align with your actual career? Because let's say you want to relocate. Well, and you might even, who knows, with Mars in the ninth house, you might even want to relocate in a different country. And yet you're like, okay, what are the logistics of this? Is my career going to be supportive of me being in a different country? All of those things you've had to consider. Well, now on the 12th, Mercury is out of its shadow. And then we have a few weeks where there are no personal planets retrograding or in shadow phases. So that's, supposed to be good for launches and things of that nature. On the 17th, there's a lunar eclipse at 25 degrees of Pisces. There's the other water sign that trines you. And this one is in the opposite direction. So this one is in the 5th house of romance and creativity. What a great time for creativity. You can have some amazing downloads that can be creative ideas. You might be flowing with it. So if you are artistic, creative, this is it, man. This is really it. And it doesn't have to be on the 17th of September. It might be happening at the end of August for all we know, because it's within a certain time frame. That's just the official date of the eclipse. And this is also the house of love. So, and this idea, it's a dating scene, but it's love itself. You may let go if you've been holding yourself kind of like trying to be detached about love. You may let go. The floodgates may open. Your heart chakra may open when it comes to love about someone that you may have kept your distance from emotionally. Maybe you're trying to guard your heart. Another thing that can happen, which I really believe is true for Scorpios in addition to that, is those Scorpios who maybe have held on to love for someone and you're not necessarily with them anymore, but you can't stop caring for them. Now, I'm not saying you should ever stop caring for somebody, but you know what I mean, where you can't move on romantically. This could be that helpful cosmic assistance where you're able to let go of that hold that love has had on you, and you're able to move on. And that can open up future love for you. But this could even be like if you have had a platonic association with someone and then you realize, wow, I'm in love with this person. And it just kind of hits you that you really are in love with them. And it's kind of like this revelation. So that's amazing. On the 22nd, and also the 5th house can be conceiving children. So be very careful, because I think all the water signs are fertile as it is. And this could just be, you could look at somebody and get pregnant. On the 22nd, the sun goes into Libra. So that's starting your hibernation period. This is an important time, though. This is the equinox. So it's a power period, but this is happening in your 12th house. So this is a great time for Scorpios to go within. You've got Pluto retrograding in this third house of the mind. Great time to meditate and to be like the hermit. Spend more time alone in contemplation, solitude. And Venus is going into your sign, into the first house. So that makes you more attractive to others, magnetic. So, good luck with that, because You might be trying to, spend more time alone, but then the more you do it, the more people seem to start to be really attracted to you. That's just how life works a lot of the time. But that can be very helpful if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for love, to have Venus in the first house for sure. On the 26th, Mercury goes into Libra. So again, I mean, this is, you could be like psychic off the charts. You're already a water sign, but this could really make you psychic and into reading spiritual books rather than being on social media, right? And just meditating, resting your mind from a lot of overstimulation and just being, and really tuning into your higher self. That's the bottom line about that one. All right, Scorpio, that's what I have for you. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.